Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya. Jayam Vishwapad Pramam Saparivajakacharya Astottara Shatashi Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON BBD Founder Acharya save the whole world Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Shri Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, the first step in God realization, text number 14. Tavapi etarhi kauravya saptaham jivitavadhihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Tavapi etarhi kauravya saptaham jivitavadhihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Tavapi etarhi kauravya saptaham jivitavadhihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Saptaham jivitavadhihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Tavapi tarhi kauravya saptaham jivitavadhihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Tava, your, api, also, etarhi, therefore, kauravya, O one born in the family of Kuru, saptaham, 7 days, jivita, duration of life, avadhihi, up to the limit of, upakalpaya, get them performed, tat, those, sarvam, all, tavat, so long, yat, which are, samparayikam, rituals for the next life. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Maharaj Parikshit, now your duration of life is limited to 7 more days. So during this time, you can perform all those rituals which are needed for the best purpose of your next life. Please repeat the translation. Maharaj Parikshit, now your duration of life is limited to 7 more days. So during this time, you can perform all those rituals which are needed for the best purpose of your next life. Purport. Shukadeva Goswami, after citing the example of Maharaj Khatvanga, who prepared himself for the next life within a very short time, encouraged Maharaj Parikshit by saying that since he still had 7 days at his disposal, he could easily take advantage of the time to prepare himself for the next life. Indirectly, the Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit that he should take shelter of the sound representation of the Lord for the 7 days still remaining in the duration of his life and thus get himself liberated. In other words, everyone can best prepare himself for the next life by simply by hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam as it was recited by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. The rituals are not formal, but there are also some favorable conditions which are required to be carried out as instructed hereafter. Dasansa Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tavapi et hari kauravya saptaham jivitavadihi upakalpaya tat sarvam tavad yat samparayikam. Maharaj Parikshit, now your duration of life is limited to 7 more days. So during this time, you can perform all those rituals which are needed for the best purpose of your next life. So Shukadeva Goswami is speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit had got a notice of death that he is going to live for 7 more days. As you know, he was cursed by a Brahmana boy, an unexperienced Brahmana boy who cursed him to die within 7 days. So Maharaj Parikshit, he was the emperor of the world. He was ruling the entire world, but due to a very insignificant offense, this unexperienced Brahmana boy cursed him to die within 7 days. So Maharaj Parikshit, he was a pure devotee of the Lord, and he accepted this curse as the will of the Lord. So Maharaj Parikshit, he prepared himself for the next life. So Parikshit, he renounced everything, his family, his home, his palace, all his material connections he gave up, and he went to the bank of the Ganga and sat down to fast until death. And there, hearing that he had gone to leave his body, fast unto death, the great sages from throughout the universe, they came and assembled there to see this great soul passing away from this world. And also, Shukadeva Goswami also came to that place, and Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Shukadeva Goswami that what is the duty of one who is about to give up his life, give up his body, or who's going to die. What is the duty of such a person? What he should do, what he should hear, what activities he should perform. And Shukadeva Goswami, he glorified this question of his, that this question which you have asked, it is it is for the welfare of the whole world. So Parikshit Maharaj, he inquired. Parikshit Maharaj also was a pure devotee of Krishna, and he also was worshipping Krishna right from his childhood, because he was born in the great family of devotees. He was the grandson of Arjuna, the Pandavas. And so naturally, right from his childhood, he was trained in devotional service. And so he knew actually everything, what is his duty he should perform at the time of death. But Parikshit Maharaj, he wanted to hear from a great authority, and that's why, by the will of the Lord, Shukadeva Goswami came and spoke the Bhagavatam to him. So, Parikshit Maharaj, he inquired from Shukadeva Goswami what I should hear at the time of death. So Shukadeva Goswami, he said that your question is very glorious, and he further went on to say that one should hear of the activities of Krishna at the time of death. So we have to actually, this human life is meant for the preparation of death. The whole goal of human life actually is to perfect the time of death. So most people actually are unaware that there is life after death, and they don't even inquire that what happens after death. So especially in this modern civilization, people are very, very engrossed in material activities, material sense gratification. And so they're busy in various kinds of activities of sense gratification. So they don't actually inquire seriously about what happens after death. So even very, very learned people, learned scholars, or very, very educated people in the modern civilization, they say that everything is finished after death. So this is the situation in today's modern civilization. No one wants to inquire about what happens after death. But in Vedic scriptures, we get the clear understanding that actually we are not this body. We are different from this body, and I have to accept a new body after death. So this is the first, actually, the beginning of spiritual knowledge, or the first instruction in Bhagavad-gita, which Lord Krishna tells to Arjuna. So we are changing bodies life after life, and as we perform these activities in this life, especially in the human life, we are getting the next body. So, life after life, the soul is transmigrating from one body to another. So, in this human form of life, we have an opportunity or a chance to get freedom from this repetition of birth and death. And that is the actual sole purpose of this human form of life. So how we can achieve that ultimate goal? So the Vedic knowledge gives us the understanding that actually we are part and parcel of God, and we belong to the eternal spiritual world. And since we are part and parcel of God, we are actually meant to serve Him in loving relationship. So, in this human form of life, we have to awaken our relationship with Krishna. So, how to do that? We have to hear about the glorious activities of Krishna. So that's why this Srimad-Bhagavatam, which is about the glorious activities of Lord Krishna, if we hear this Vedic literature, we will awaken our attachment for Krishna, or we will awaken our love for Krishna, and we will become completely free from all material contaminations. And as Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tektva deham punar janma neti mam eti so Arjuna. So simply, if we understand about Krishna, we can get liberation from this repetition of birth and death. So actually, the material life is actually a suffering condition, and repeatedly we are changing bodies life after life and taking birth in different bodies, and repeatedly we are going through the different sufferings. But we don't inquire why I'm suffering and how I can get out of this suffering. So that's why the Bhagavad-gita teaches us that in human life we have to approach a guru and inquire from him, what is my duty in this human form of life, and how I can become free from suffering permanently. So that's why the Vedic scriptures is giving us this knowledge that we have to approach a guru and inquire from him. And by understanding this knowledge, we can become completely free from all sufferings. Shri Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Shri Shri Nitaya Gaura Nidhi Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that's why in human life, it is required for us to perform austerity. Austerity for purifying ourselves, purifying our consciousness. So the Bhagavatam says that we have to perform austerity, tapo divyam. And by performing this tapasya, we can achieve happiness which is eternal. Brahma Saukyam tu Anantam. So, if we are looking for eternal happiness, then we have to perform tapasya. So, what is that tapasya? Tapasya brahmacharyena. We have to practice brahmacharya, that is practicing controlling our senses, controlling our mind, practicing celibacy. And in this way, we can become free from all anarthas, or all unwanted material desires. So the spirit soul is originally pure, but because of material contamination, it forgets its original nature and it identifies with this material body, which is not. So the whole material world is going on in this bodily concept of life, identifying with this material body. So as long as we identify with this material body, we have to accept a material body again in the next life. So, how we can become free from this identification of this material body is by hearing about Krishna. Shravanam is the first step in the process of Bhakti Yoga. Hearing about Krishna. The more we hear about Krishna, we will become purified of all material contamination. And we can become liberated simply by hearing about Krishna. So just as Parikshit Maharaj, he had 7 days to prepare for the next life. So Shukadev Goswami, he instructed him that now since you have only 7 days to live, you can perfect your life just by performing all those rituals which are needed for the best purpose of your next life. So Shukadeva Goswami, in the previous verse, he gave example of King Khatwanga. King Khatwanga, he was also a saintly king, and he had gone to help the demigods to fight the demons. And after the after the demons were defeated, the demigods, they asked him a benediction. But King Khatvanga, since he knew what is the real purpose of this life, human form of life, and he was fully conscious of it, he asked the demigods, what is the duration of my life? How long I'm going to live? And so the demigods informed him that he is going to live only for one more moment. And hearing this, Khatvanga Maharaj immediately came back to the earthly planet and engaged in the devotional service of Krishna. And in that way, he got liberated. He went back to Godhead. So in the same way, Parikshit Maharaj also, he had 7 days to live. So Shukadeva Goswami is advising him that you simply hear the message of Krishna, the wonderful activities of Krishna. And simply by hearing about Krishna, he can achieve the ultimate perfection of going back to Godhead. So that is the ultimate goal in the human life which we can achieve, that simply by hearing the topics of Krishna from Srimad-Bhagavatam, especially because Bhagavatam is a literature which is not contaminated by the modes of material nature. Whereas all other Vedic scriptures, the Vedas, they deal with the 3 modes of material nature. So in the Bhagavad-gita also, Krishna advises Arjuna, you rise above the 3 modes of material nature. So, because Vedas, there are different sections in the Vedas. There are Karma Kandya, Jnana Kandya, and Upasana Kandya. The different sections for different types of people. But the ultimate goal of Vedas is to understand Krishna. Vedescha sarver aham vedya. So the conclusion of Vedas is given in this Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is called as the spotless Purana. And it is free from all types of cheating religion. Because the Bhagavatam, it is meant for awakening our love for God, love for Krishna, which is the actual goal of this human form of life. So religion is not only for performing some rituals, but it is to awaken our original consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So that is only possible when we hear about the activities of Krishna. They hear about the qualities of Krishna. So that's why it is recommended that we have to hear Bhagavatam always. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. We will awaken our bhakti towards Krishna just by hearing Bhagavatam. So especially in this age of Kali Yuga, this is a scripture that is recommended so that we can prepare for the next life, ultimately to achieve the liberation from this repetition of cycle of birth and death, and return to the eternal world, which is full of bliss and knowledge. So I'll stop here. Yantra Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.